نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله أما بعد. طيب brothers and sisters, we resume the class. Next week will be the last week of this class and try and cover much as we can. طيب, continuing with the class, I'm just going to read and then give what the ulama have said. Today, inshallah, هل يشترط أن تكون رقبة مؤمنة? Is the condition for you to, when you free a slave, is the condition of freeing a slave have to be a believer? Now, the majority of the scholars have said that when you free a slave, for expiation of your sin, has to be a believer. Because Allah said, فَتَحْرِيرُ رَقَبَةٍ مُؤْمِنَةٍ. So, let him free a slave which is a believer. وَأَعْتِقَ فَإِنَّ مُؤْمِنَةٍ. And free her, verily she is a believer. You know the hadith of a slave girl. When Muawiyah radiallahu anhu, he had a slave girl, she meant to look after the sheep, and one of the sheep was eaten by the wolf, and he slapped her. So he doesn't know what to do now. Muawiyah, I will have to make a judge. So he called Prophet ﷺ, and Prophet ﷺ said to her, said to him, bring her to me. So he brought her to Prophet ﷺ. Prophet said, أين الله؟ قالت في السماء. ثم قال من أنا؟ قال أنت رسول الله. قال فأعتقها فإن مؤمنة. So Prophet said to her, where is Allah? She said, Allah is above the throne. And who am I? She said, you're a messenger of Allah. Prophet said, free her, indeed she is a believer. So it's important we learn that Allah is above the throne, not everywhere. He's above the throne, but His knowledge is everywhere. And there are many verses in the hadith which stipulate that Allah is above the throne. And to say that Allah is everywhere, physically everywhere, then it is a major sin. It is a major kufr that will take a person out of the fold of Islam. So here, Prophet said, free her. She was a slave girl. Free her because she's a believer. Okay. So the ulama says that when someone does expiation for the sin that committed in the month of Ramadan, we covered like a person to have intercourse with his wife, month of Ramadan, daytime, the expiation is that he needs to free a slave, one of the conditions, and he must be a believer. But nowadays we don't have a slave girl, we move to the next one. Okay, the next stage. So that's one of the things we want to cover today, inshallah. Next one is, inshallah, let's go to the next one. Today, inshallah, we'll cover Siyamu Ahl A'adhar. Fasting for the people of excused. The people in Sharia of Allah Azza wa Jal are excused of not fasting. Okay? And one of the people are mareed, when they're ill. If they're ill, they don't have to fast. They're excused from fasting. Now, we have mentioned before that when Allah Azza wa Jal legislates something in the Quran and the Sunnah, fasting, praying, whatever, Hajj, there's one of the conditions that we have to meet for us to implement that worship. That is qudra. If you don't have the qudra, any worship you don't have to do. Okay? So fasting, you have to fast. Month of Ramadan, we all have to fast. Man and a woman, everyone have to fast, Muslims. But they have to have a qudra. So if you're ill, you don't fast. If the sister goes through menstruation, she doesn't fast. Okay? So qudra have to be there. Okay? And one of the things is mareed. Mareed, the ulama have explained a different level of marad, illness, mashaqqa. Okay? One of the things that if someone is mareed and ill, and is proper ill, yani if you were to fast, you're going to have a problem, his health problem, things like that, then it is not allowed for him to fast. And for him to fast at that situation could be that, could be haram, or could be at least makruh. Okay, Allah said, وَلَا تَقْتُلُوا أَنفُسَكُمْ. Do not kill yourself. Allah said, وَلَا تُلْقُوا بِأَيْدِيكُمْ إِلَى التَّهْلُكَةِ. Do not put yourself in a situation that will destroy you. So if you are to fast and you are ill, subhanallah, and that can damage your health, and by fasting that could be the then you shouldn't fast. You're killing yourself. You're destroying yourself. Allah said, فَمَنْ كَانَ مِنْكُمْ مَرِيضًا أَوْ عَلَى سَفَرٍ فَعِدَّةٌ مِنْ أَيَّامٍ أُخَرٍ. Allah said, whoever among you, if you're ill or you are traveling, then do not fast, okay? They count the days and make it up. Okay? So one of the a'dhar, one of the people excuse of not fasting if they're ill. A second type of illness is that, when you first day when you fast, you wake up, you got stomach ache, a bit of dizzy. It doesn't apply that. Okay? You continue to fast, inshallah. You'll be okay. So, mashaqqa, different types of burden, difficulties. So these are two types the ulama mentioned. Shaykh Sulaiman Ruhaili mentioned both of them. Alhamdulillah. The next one, my brothers, is that al-marid la yurja buru'uhu. That a certain illness, that there is not hope for recovery. Okay? So, sometimes you're ill, but doctor said you'll be recovered within certain days or month, whatever. But certain illness continues. Okay? Certain illness continues, and such person, what they have to do is that they have to pay fidya. So if a doctor says your illness will last for 6 months, for example, then the person have to wait for 6 months and make up the fast. If the doctor says your illness is permanent lifetime, I know people are, you have to continue with the medicine, then it's going to be a problem for you, then the person don't fast, the person have to give fidya. The same ayah, فَمَنْ كَانَ مِنْكُمْ مَرِيضًا أَوْ عَلَى سَفَرٍ فَعِدَّةٌ مِنْ أَيَّامٍ أُخَرَ وَعَلَى الَّذِينَ يُطِيقُونَ فِدْيَةٌ فَأَطْعِمُوا مِسْكِينًا. That as for those who are unable to fast, then let them give fidya. Now this ayah is not abrogated. This is Ibn Abbas said, it is not abrogated ayah. Imam Bukhari reports that Ibn Abbas said this ayah referring to the Shaykh al-Ujud, Shaykh wal-Ujud, or Mar'a Shaykha, yani Kabira fi sin, that male or female, they become very old. That's this ayah talking about. But generally, any brothers like my age or 40, 45, they're going through illness, and their lifetime, I know a brother for lifetime illness, they have to have medicine for the rest of his life. Young, my age. So ayah is for the old people, but it can apply for a young one as well. If they afflicted with illness and it's going to go for the rest of their life, then they have to give fidya. And the fidya is that they can give rice or anything like barley or dates, hence full this much, and he need to feed every day one miskin. Anas radiallahu anhu, later in his life he became very old. He couldn't fast. So he actually fed one day 30 people. That suffices as well. You have fulfilled the job. So you have to feed every day a miskin, and that's the fidya they have to give for the people who never can fast for the rest of their life. Taib inshallah. That's one of the people, marid. Okay, they are excused from fasting, and if the marid illness is going to be the rest of their life, then they have to give fidya. Taib, khafa li nafsi halak. Second type of people is that those who feel fear for themselves, they might be destroyed, hunger, whatever, thirst, or in a situation where they're going to destroy themselves. Okay, then they have to break their fast. They have to abandon the fasting, because saving their life is more obligatory than this. Because fast you can fast, but if you lose your life, then that's more worse. So we have quoted the ayah, وَلَا تَقْتُلُوا أَنفُسَكُمْ. Do not kill yourself. Yani if you're going to do this, you're going to kill yourself. Do not put yourself in a situation where it's going to destroy your life. So if you fear for yourself halak, destruction, then break your fast. Do not fast. Tayyib. The next type of people who are excused from not fasting are travelers. Tayyib. I'm going to give you two scenarios now. Nowadays we travel by plane anyway. But for example, first person, if you were to travel and the travel can make him difficult, because hadith says, inna safar qit'a min al-adab, yamna'u min al-akl wa shurb wal-nawm. Hadith says that indeed a journey is a form of a punishment. It stops you from eating, drinking and sleeping. It does. It's like a punishment. But it's not like the Prophet when you travel and the companion travel, it was really hard. So if a traveler if you're going to travel and he's going to become ill, his health is going to become bad, and it can become worse by traveling, then and if he fasts, it's going to become worse, then he should not fast. Okay? He should not fast, then he should stop fasting, because the ayah we have quoted, okay, he's putting himself in danger. Okay? Second type of person, if you travel, is okay. Me fasting is not a problem for me. I'm alright, I'm used to it. Then it's mustahab for him to fast. Tayyib. Now, what do we do? When we travel, do we fast or do we don't fast? Okay. First opinion, scholars have said that hadith of Jabir and Anas radiallahu anhuma, that they say kunna nusafir فمن بعضنا مسافرون صائمون ومفطرون ولم يتاعب بعضنا بعضا. Okay, that we were traveling and some of us are صائم fasting and some of us are not fasting, and we did not reprimand one another. So among them are not fasting, they used to it. That's wrong if you don't fast. And some says if you fast is okay. So there's another hadith of Hamza bin Amr radiallahu anhu. He went to Prophet and said, Ya Rasulullah, I'm traveling and I'm able to fast. Can I fast? He said, if you take the decision of not fasting, no problem with that. And if you want to fast, there's no problem with that. Either way you can do that. Okay, you can fast or you can leave the fast. This is one of the group of scholars, they say that you should fast. And they use the ayah also, فَاسْتَبِقُوا الْخَيْرَاتِ, hasten to do good. Okay, advance in good deed. So they say advance, fast, shouldn't be stopping fasting, continue to fast inshallah, even month of Ramadan. So that's one of the group of scholars said that you should fast. The second group of scholars, they say that you should not fast, because if you were to fast, it will, you shouldn't fast, because the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ, he said that, the hadith said that one of the man was under a tree looking for a shade, and he was sweating, he was feeling dizzy. And Prophet ﷺ said that, Ma baluhu, what's wrong with him? They say, Ya Rasulullah, sa'im, he's fasting. He said, Laysa min al-bir as-sawm fi Ramadan, or fi safar. That it is not right thing to do that you're fasting while you're traveling. Okay? So the scholars have said that you should not travel and fast because of this difficulty that you might go through. Okay, so they've taken that opinion, you shouldn't fast. So that's one of the opinions, okay? This is one of the evidence. The next evidence is Hazrat Jabir radiallahu anhu, Sahih al-Bukhari, that Prophet ﷺ was traveling to Mecca, okay, I think from Medina to Mecca, and they're traveling, and they came to a place called Qura'ul Ghamim. Qura'ul Ghamim is a place between Mecca and Medina. And they stopped there. And Prophet ﷺ, he broke his fast. Okay? And he expected everybody else to break the fast. But they did not break the fast. Prophet said, Ula'ika usat, Ula'ika usat. They are sinners, they are sinners. Subhanallah, Prophet said to them. Okay? So the ulama says, this is what Prophet is saying, for not breaking the fast. Okay? So you're sinners. So they said that because of that, you should not fast. When you're in month of Ramadan, if you're traveling, don't fast because you are sinners. Now, Imam San'ani, this is their opinions, okay? So the Jumhur says that the answer for this is this. The first hadith, that the man was, sweating and he was, feeling dizzy and looking for shade. Prophet said it is not right for the traveler to fast while you're in month of Ramadan. You shouldn't fast because of this situation. So Imam San'ani says that why Prophet said not to fast because of mashaqqa. And the other one, hadith of Jabir, is mashaqqa, is burden, is difficulty. It doesn't mean that you shouldn't fast. You can't fast if you're traveling in the month of Ramadan. It's not forbidden. This hadith indicates if it's a mashaqqa, burden, you don't fast. That's why Prophet said they are sinners because it's mashaqqa, they're putting themselves in difficulties and burden, and I've broke the fast, they should have broke the fast as well. Okay? Other than that, that's the reason why. But the reason doesn't apply, most of the 70% doesn't apply to us, because we are flying with a plane, you know, it's easier, you know, you got food in the plane, you know, it's no burden like they went through. So, you know, Sana'ani said that, unless you're not going through mashaqqa, burden, you can fast, inshallah. That's the understanding from you know, Sana'ani and the Jumhur of the ulama. So, yes, you can fast, inshallah, month of Ramadan, if you're traveling. Now, what is the best thing to do? If you're a traveler, is it best to fast or not to fast? Okay, some say it is best not to fast month of Ramadan if you're traveling, because the hadith is a rukhsa. In the hadith it said that inna Allah yuhibbu an yu'khadha rukhsa kama yuhibbu an yutraka al-ma'siyah. That Prophet said that Allah loves those who take the rukhsa, to do permissibility, as much as you love, you leave the sin. As much as you love, leaving the sin. As much as you love, you leaving the sin, yeah. So it's a rukhsa. Allah allowed us not to fast when you're traveling, and He loves you to take that rukhsa, this permissibilities, allowances, which is you don't fast. Okay? You leave the siyam, Allah loves you to do that. So based on the hadith, they say best not to fast. Okay? Best not to fast. And another group of scholars said you should fast because fastabiqul khairat, hasten to do good deed, advance to do good deed, inshallah. That's the best thing to do. And the qawl al-rajih, Shaykh brings is that yuridullah bikumul yusr wa la yuridu bikumul usr. Allah wants ease, not difficult. So as Umar Abdul Aziz, he says, do what is aysar for you, what is better for you. Okay? If it's better that for you to fast, then fast. If it's better for you to leave, then leave. It's up to you. As a traveler, it's up to you to leave the siyam. Okay, if you travel in month of Ramadan, for a lot of people go to Umrah, month of Ramadan. So it's up to them to fast or break the fast. But if you don't fast, you have to make the fast up, make it qada, make it up, inshallah, after you come back from Umrah. So, khilaf between the scholars, there's nothing direct hadith says better to do that. The Prophet gave the answer to Hamza bin Amr, said you have a choice from fasting or leaving the fast. Up to you, inshallah. Whatever you feel eat, then do that. Tayyib. The next one, inshallah, we're going to talk about is that al-a'ijiz an al-siyam. Okay? The one who is unable to fast. Okay? The one who is unable to fast. Someone we're talking about old person. Okay? Someone is an old person, male or a female. Okay? If they're unable to fast, what do? Do they give fidya or not fidya? Okay, the scholars have differed on that. We've just covered it, but I'm going to mention some of the opinions as well. So one of the opinions that la yalzim fidya. You know, the old people, if they can fast, male or a female, and their illness is for the rest of their life, they don't fast, nor do they give fidya. That's what one of the opinion of Ibn Hazm, Ibn Abdul Barr, Sufyan al-Thawri, this great a'imma, they said they don't fast. Because Ibn Hazm says that, he says, al-ajuz, those the male and female old, they don't have to fast. Okay? If they don't have to fast, that means it is no burden on them. If there's no burden on them, why should they give fidya? So it's taken from them. The fidya is taken out from them. Okay, this is the opinion. They follow that because they say the other ayah of the Quran to give the fidya, the one to give fidya, it's mansukh, they say, it's abrogated. So they say it's abrogated, they don't have to give any fidya. That's the opinion they follow. The second opinion is that Shaykh bin Baz and others, they say it is wajib upon a person, male or female, old, they can't fast, they're in medication, they have to give fidya. And we mentioned the hadith in Sahih Bukhari that Ibn Abbas radiallahu anhu, he said that this ayah is not abrogated, it is for male, old people, male or female, that if they cannot fast, they have to give fidya, which they have to feed a person miskin every day. Look, Ibn Abbas said. Okay, so this ayah is not abrogated. Same thing Ibn Qudama says in Mughni as well, that they have to give fidya, i.e. they have to feed every day miskin. So al-ajuz, that's the most authentic opinion, is that they have to give fidya, inshallah. The other opinion said they don't have to. No, but the ayah is not obligatory. Ibn Abbas said it's not obligatory. It's still established. We have to practice the ayah. طيب. The next one is, continue inshallah. طيب. الحامل والمرضع. الحامل والمرضع. Now what is the ruling of the one? It's important as well. Hamil is when a sister is pregnant, and murdi is the one who basically breastfeeds. Now the hukum is regarding them is that al-hamil or murdi is that the two opinions on this. The first opinion is that they have to break the fast and they have to feed every day a miskin. That's one of the opinion of the scholars, that they have to do. The most authentic opinion is that the second opinion, they break the fast and they break the fast and they make the qada, but they do not do fidya. Because the regarding the fidya, my brothers and sisters, is for the ill people, those ill for permanent ill for rest of their life. They have to give fidya. For the people who are sisters who are in pregnant month of Ramadan or they're breastfeeding, they're fearing that if I were to fast, it damage the baby, and if I don't breastfeed my child, then it will affect the baby. They do not fast. Okay, they have udhr, they have excuse not fasting because of that reason. And so what they do, they don't fast. They just make the qada, no fidya for them. Fidya only for the people who are ill, old people. They can't fast because of the illness for the rest of their life. So they give fidya. For this, there's no fidya. They just make the qada, inshallah. That's the most authentic opinion. Continuing, inshallah. Al-ha'id wal-nufasa. Wal-ha'id wal-nufasa. What do they do? Sister, this is about our sisters, inshallah. They want the monthly period, and ha'id is monthly period, and nufasa is the blood that comes after the childbirth. Now, ha'id and nufasa, the blood that comes after childbirth, the hukum is same, the ruling is same. Now, ha'id is something that Allah has bestowed, or Allah has given every woman to go through this as a trial. As hadith says, it's for the daughters of Bani Adam, they are trial with this. So every woman have to go through a monthly period, and this is a test from Allah Azza wa Jal for the believing female. Now, when a woman in that situation, they do not fast, they do not pray. Okay? One of the hadith Bukhari Muslim will cover in Umdatul Ahkam, inshallah. Mu'adha bint Abdullah. She came to Aisha radiallahu anha and she said, Ya Aisha, ما بال الصائم ما بال الحائض لا تقضي الصيام تقضي الصيام ولا تقضي الصلاة. What's wrong with the women go through a period that they have to make up the fast but not the salah? So Aisha said, هل أنت من حرورية? Are you a حرورية? Now حرورية is a place in Iraq. Okay, it's a place in Iraq, but it's referring to Khawarij. The Khawarij, obviously we know Prophet ﷺ has spoke about them in the hadith. Specifically, the deviant group that appeared at the time Prophet ﷺ, the first group to appear, and Prophet ﷺ said about Khawarij, Al-Khawarij hum kilabun nar, Khawarij are dogs of the hell. They're Muslims. Okay, so they are known Hururiya because they were standing in Iraq in a place called Hurura. So they call Hururiya. So Aisha said, are you a Hururiya? She said, لا, أنا أسأل فقط. I'm just asking. So Aisha said that كنا نحيض في عهد النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم ونؤمر بقضاء الصيام ولا نؤمر بقضاء الصلاة. That we used to go through monthly period at the time of Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم. We are commanded to make up the fast but not the salah. Okay, so the Khawarij, why did she say are you a Khawarij? Because Khawarij, they believe that you have to make up the salah as well. So Aisha said, she's not saying you're a Khawarij, but she said, are you from Khawarij? She said, no, I'm not from Khawarij. I'm just asking the question, I want to know. Because the way she asked it, she answered it like that. So the Khawarij, they're deviant sects. They believe that women, when they clean themselves from a menstruation period, they have to make up the salah. That's bid'ah. Prophet said, no. Aisha said, we are commanded to make up the siyam, not the salah. Okay? It is the bid'ah. It is bid'ah to make up the salah. So they don't make up the salah. Why? Because salah is every day and the siyam is once a year. Okay? So you make up the siyam because it's easier, but salah is hard to make up every day. So it is they are exempted from making up the salah, not the siyam. Siyam they make up, inshallah. طيب inshallah. Now the next one is majnoon. Majnoon, someone is mad. Do they have to fast? La. What are the conditions of ibadah? Every ibadah has a condition that he has to be Muslim or Muslima, male or female. They have to be baligh. They have to reach the puberty, and one of them is aqil. They have to have intellect. Okay, and if they're majnoon, then pen is lifted. Hadith said pen is lifted from 3 people. One of them is majnoon until he becomes sanity comes to him. So majnoon, the people who are majnoon, mad people, they do not comprehend anything. The burden is lifted from them. Pen is lifted from them. They do not have to. Fast because it is not obligated from them. The hadith says رفع القلم عن الثلاثة وعن المجنون حتى يفيق وفي حتى يعقل. That pen is lifted from 3 people. One of them is that majnoon, mad person, until he regains his sanity. Okay, so this type of people, majnoon, they do not fast, they do not do any ibadah, they do not make up anything. Okay, it is lifted from these people, inshallah. So majnoon, they do not fast, inshallah. They have no qada, nothing, no fidya, nothing. That's what the Jumhur said. This is ijma', this is consensus. They have no reckoning. People who are in that situation, majnoon. The next one is as-sibbi. As-sibbi, youth. Youth, also, they do not, the fasting or any ibadah is not a burden upon them. It's not burden upon them. But if a youth were to pray or go to Hajj, they get the reward, but they have to make up the Hajj. Youth, if they pray, they'll get the reward, inshallah, but it's not obligatory on them. Okay? They'll get the reward, inshallah. So one of the conditions of ibadah, any ibadah, they have to be baligh. And baligh is opposite of sib, youth. And the youth don't have to worship Allah because they have not reached the puberty yet. And the hadith رفع القلم عن 3 عن الصب حتى يبلغ وعن نائم حتى يستيقظ وعن المجنون حتى يفيق. Hadith says that pen is lifted from 3 people. One is that his youth until he becomes reach the puberty. Someone is sleeping until he wakes up, and someone is mad until he gains the sanity. My brother, sister, these are the a'dhar, people of a'dhar, people excused from fasting, and especially majnoon and sib, they're excused from any form of ibadah because they don't fulfill the condition. Inshallah, we leave it here now. Continue next week. Next week will be the last class of Ramadan, and try to summarize most of it, inshallah. Jazakumullah khair. Assalamu alaikum. Any question, inshallah? Clarification. Go on, Akhi.
You said you have to give hidayah before wife, they can't afford to give the that.
Okay, that's a good question. Reminded me now. Okay, the brother asking question that if someone, the people who cannot fast from the elders, male and female, or even youth who is going through illness for the rest of their life, they can't give fidya. If they can't give fidya, there's no problem with that. Because لا يكلف الله نفسا إلا وسعها. Allah does not bear more than He can bear. So they can't give fidya, they haven't got the money, they're very poor, that's lifted from them as well. Okay, that's lifted from them. Jazakumullah khair.
Fasting during the traveling. Imagine you are traveling to Middle East. You started fasting in UK local time zone.
Yeah.
You went to Middle East. The time difference 4 o'clock or 3 hours.
Yeah.
Local time. Do you break with the local people or you keep your fast?
You break. Brother asking question. If you're fasting and you say from London you're traveling to Middle East, and if the times are different, so where do you break the fast? If you go with airline, from my experience, if you go with Saudi Airline specifically, they'll tell you when to break the fast, and they'll give you iftar as well.
Yeah, so you have to break with local.
You're on the plane, yeah, they'll tell you. Yeah. So if you go with the other airline, Muslim airline will tell you that, inshallah. It's time to break the fast, break it, and they'll give you dates and all that. Because I've experienced that myself. Saudi Airline, they do that, mashallah, yeah.
Regarding traveling, like say we fast 29 days or 30, okay, depending on the moon sign. So in Bangladesh they do 1 day late. So if we do 30 and you go at the end to Bangladesh, and if you do Eid with them, then you might fast 31 days.
You follow the country, isn't it? Wherever you are. So, but asking, we Bangladesh fast 1 day more than us. So what do you do? I mean, you follow the country, whatever the country is. So if you in this country and you're going to go Bangladesh and you finish your Eid here, everything, you go there, you don't do it. Khalas, you've done it. You're from here, you've done the job, inshallah. So you should be okay.
Just add on that one, Sheikh. I heard from because obviously the ruling is you don't do more than 30 days fasting.
Yeah, obviously.
What the brother saying is if somebody lives here, say on the 28 to 29 days, and then it goes to Bangladesh, who does 1 day after, then he might end up doing 31 days if he follows.
No, you don't do that. You don't follow that country there. You from here, you done your 30, khalas, done.
Yeah. So we follow 30 is max.
Yeah. Because hadith says, إذا غم عليك فاقد ثلاثين. If he becomes, you can't see the moon, then make up the next day and then you fast. Yeah. Or break the fast. Or in the case of fasting as well. Yeah. Either way. Yeah.
It's a very good question, isn't it?
Yeah. Certain hukum we can't. We just have to do. Allah the burden is more than you can bear. So like iftar in a plane, you do whatever they tell you, break it, nothing you can do. And if you go to travel with the brothers to foreign country, if you fast and you might be 1 more day extra, you don't fast, you just fast, once you finish 30 days, khalas, if you're over there, you just don't fast with them. Yeah.
The ruling of the ha'id, is it the same for istihada as well?
Okay, the brother asking question, ha'id is the same reading of istihada. La. Ha'id is the one when the woman goes through monthly period, okay, and they have to stop praying and fasting. Istihada is another topic, which is woman goes through blood, her blood still comes out after the normal day. So the ulama said it's 15 days at the most, okay. After that, if the blood comes, it is not haid, istihada. So like hadith of Fatima bin Abi Hubaysh, when she came to him and she said, Ya Rasulullah, my period finished, but I'm still bleeding. She said it's istihada. Okay, it's not normal blood. So you continue to normal your prayer and fasting, you do that. But hadith says you have to do bath every day. The ulama says mustahab. You can just but you have to make wudu every salah. That's what it is. So istihada is the blood that comes after haid, after menstruation, We'll cover this on that.
Question about the haid, and you said when the women are going through the period, they're not allowed to fast and they're not allowed to.
They're not allowed to fast when in the haid.
Yeah.
Haid, menstruation, they don't. But istihada, they can. But it's not, yeah.
My question is, if they're not allowed to fast and not allowed to pray, are they allowed to read the Quran?
Okay, the brother saying, can a sister read Quran in time if she's ha'idah, if she's going through menstruation? The hadith is that Jumhur, they can read. They can read the hadith which says that al-ha'id wal-junub la yaqra shay' min al-Quran. The ha'id and junub is someone, we know what junub is. If they're in that situation, they do not read Quran at all. This is hadith da'if. Shaykh al-Albani makes it weak. So they can read, mashallah, what they may have memorized. They can read, not touching but just reading. It's okay, nothing wrong with that, inshallah.
You're saying they can't touch the mushaf?
Not touching but reading.
Touching with the gloves?
There's no need to touch. I'm not giving hukum with haram, no, I'm not saying that. But avoid it. Avoid it in that state. But they only can read, inshallah, read the Quran, what they have memorized.
If they're not memorized and they want to read, but they want to hold with something.
No, avoid it.
Avoid that.
Yeah, avoid that.
You can do it on the tablet though, on the phone, right?
Phone, that's different, yeah. But ulama say read in labas. Hadith is weak. Okay, so they can read. Fatwa bin Baz and fatwa there. There's nothing to prevent them from reading from the mind, is it?
So, it's not related to Ramadan fiqh. We were discussing earlier today regarding drinking Zamzam water standing up or sitting down. So, what's the best?
I don't know. Standing up, yeah. Facing the Qibla.
Sahih ibn Khuzaymah.
Yeah. You're standing up here. Any more? Khalas? Jazakumullah khair. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah.
Both, or